Hello, and welcome, finally, back to some more Rune Factory 2. If you pay attention to the uploads, I haven't done an episode of this in, like, a week, because I've been out of town. Because, supposedly, the town had somewhat caught on fire. Not quite, but almost. It almost caught on fire, again. I don't know. Also, Azura is here. Hello, Azura.
Hello.
So I feel like I should probably just start at the beginning of the thing and just go with it. What do you think? Sure. Last week on about Tuesday, I got a call from my mom that was basically like, hey, we're leaving Thursday afternoon. Going off to the property for the weekend. You're coming with us because, because we had a fire warning all the weekend, like, before. That we had a warning that there could be an emergency evacuation at any time, and that we'd have to leave. So I had, some bags packed, I had some plans to get going, to just, finish packing up and run if ever there was an evacuation warning. So I was like, okay, sure. Leave on Thursday, even without the evacuation alert, just so we could all be prepared and go and be safe in case, the town burned down again. Except on Tuesday. So I heard about this plan on Tuesday. I checked my recordings and I found that there were like 8 videos that I still had to record to be ready for the coming week. I was like, cool, 2 days to record 8 things? I can do that. Halfway through the first video, my phone goes off because there's an evacuation warning. Notably, however, and this is important, the evacuation warning wasn't for my part of town. It was for, like, a different part of town. But there was still an evacuation, officially speaking. So it's like, well, okay, I suppose. Mom's kind of not too sure what's going on. She got released from work. So it's like, well, I didn't get to record any of those videos that I was going to. But I still have to evacuate anyway. Packed up my stuff. Accidentally left my hard drive here. Grabbed my things and just left. It took us about maybe 5 hours to drive out of town because we weren't the only people, running away. The worst of it was that it took us an hour to cross a street at one point. Because traffic was just at a standstill because the, official people in charge had decided, hey, how about we make it so we don't let people outside the evacuation areas evacuate, so the people in the evacuation areas can actually evacuate. But of course, my stepdad was, like, way too panicked and scared. Why don't I need to water anything? I have water, but why is no water being used and all of this is already watered? This is definitely the next day. So I don't see why it's not. So anyway, we eventually get out and get down to the property, blah, 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 blah. There is, of course, no internet and no phone data at the property. Well, okay, there's a little tiny bit of phone data, just enough to potentially receive texts and messages, not enough to actually send texts or messages.
Interesting.
So we had to, drive into the nearest town just so I could get a little bit of data so I could still try to upload some videos. Actually, no, what if I do... Mwah. Hi, Cinnamon. Hi. So, yeah, we got there Tuesday night. Spent all of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday there with various family members also coming down because they also live in town. Decided to, join in. Some of them actually were in the evacuation areas. So we were all like, okay, well, now what do we do? So, if anyone wonders why my recording schedule completely tangled up over last weekend, yeah, it's because I had to just make do with recording videos with my little brother and then uploading them and reorganizing my upload schedule on excessively slow internet. Where a regular 1-hour video takes over 2 hours to upload, and it felt like I was never within internet range for more than half an hour at a time. Oh, are all the fields just automatically watered because it's snowing? And that counts as rain? So it watered every field just by itself? That would explain it. No fields are done yet. So now that I'm finally back home, I have to do damage control on the uploads, make everything work well, actually upload stuff that I didn't get the chance to upload back then, and also keep recording a bunch of stuff because I'm basically dead in the water on uploads. And of course, I have to come back in on a Tuesday, so I have to record Rune Factory. Well, actually, technically, I came in on Monday evening. Yeah, so now I have to record Rune Factory and Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls on the same night, again, like I do every other week. And it's like, just... ugh. Like, let's just get these done, and then maybe find something, more fun to record. Right, Cinnamon? Oh, right, also I brought Cinnamon down, and he basically stayed in a closet all week long. And Cinnamon doesn't like strangers, and unfortunately he doesn't like strangers or loud noises, and there were strangers making loud noises essentially all week long. So poor Cinnamon was traumatized.
Poor Cinnabon.
So I just have to go back and just record a whole bunch of whatevers, and found that Darkest Dungeon 2 is on actually a good sale for once, so I went and got that. Also, a new pony game came out on Friday, and I was going to record it on Friday, but that didn't happen because I was out of town. I couldn't download the game, but I didn't want to play the game until after I'd caught up with all of the pony shows, which I was planning on doing by Friday, but then I had to leave town. Oh, right, also, the fire didn't get anywhere close to my apartment, so I actually didn't have to leave town at all whatsoever.
Wow.
where my stepdad was freaking out because, oh my gosh, what if they close the highway and they have to route us up north and we have to sleep in some strange place for one night? Gee, I don't know. What happens if we have to sleep in a strange place for one night? I guess I'd better go and sleep in a strange place for 6 nights instead. Wouldn't want to sleep in a strange place for one night.
Yeah, like your house.
Oh. Yeah. Still just getting used to actually being back here, and when I finally did get back here, I found out that apparently the landfill in town had closed. So we're essentially told that we might not be allowed to throw out our garbage for the foreseeable future. That's just a thing now. Might not be able to throw out our trash for some unknown amount of time. Plus, of course, my place is somewhat of a mess because I was, you know, kind of panic packing at the last minute. So I've got, you know, a bunch of stuff just sitting on the counters that all needs to be put away. And still got a bookshelf in the middle of my living room because I had to move furniture back on Monday when my internet was being plugged in. And, of course, all the time I was out, I was watching, it's like, oh, what if the apartment people try to do an inspection while I'm out, and they just fail my inspection because, you know, I'm not here, and the place is not at 5-star hotel quality. So I get back, and it turns out there is a notice on the door, which is bad news, but the notice was for a missed package, which is, you know, good news. No inspection happened. However, I have no idea what package it's supposed to be, so back to bad news. However, I checked the shipping company website, and they said that it says that they are going to attempt another delivery today, so that's good news.
Good.
It's like, I don't think I was supposed to have a package being delivered. So all I could think of is that it might be some old Kickstarter that I backed, you know, 5 or more years ago that's finally getting shipped. Yeah, I haven't backed a Kickstarter in years because I'm still waiting for my Kickstarters to get here.
Fun.
There's one from a company that I don't really follow anymore. It's been so long. So anyway, yeah, I need to do some gaming. I want to watch a lot of ponies so I can do the pony gaming. And I just need to find another game to just absolutely binge. And I also maybe need to finish that Witch Hand Chef playthrough with my brother at some point. So we got most of the way through. But I didn't quite finish it. You know, my little brother brought, like, his entire, like, computer, monitor, keyboard, like, all of his computer stuff down. Big old tower computer.
I mean, I did recommend you do the same.
Yeah, well, my computer case is, like, very awkward and bulky. It was either bring the computer or bring the cat. Basically. You know, the cat with the kennel and the litter box and the food and the litter and food bowls and... Simon barely ate or drank anything all week long, and I am very concerned about that.
Well, yeah, he was stressed kitty.
So... Oh, by the way, Azura, so I guess after we do these runes, this runes episode, I guess we should do that Danganronpa that we have to do. And then, why don't we just play some Witch Hand? I still gotta play through the Chaos Witch. And eventually, when it unlocks, the Phoenix Witch. What do you think? Does that sound like fun? Does that sound like a good way to get in a bunch of extra episodes really easily?
Maybe?
Or would you rather just do some more fish percent or mount percent again?
Nah, I'm not. I've already done my own Paper Marios for the day.
Yeah. You know, everyone knows that when you ask them to pick a random number, we all know it's for the Paper Marios.
Yeah. And?
Oh god. We set up a Cards Against Humanity's thing with our own, like, custom black cards and white cards. I'm just imagining some black card that's like what's it? How many stars should Azura run for our next Paper Mario game? And of course, all of the white stars make no sense because none of them are actually like numbers. Yeah, just using the rooms that are available here to get just a bit of extra energy here and or there. We keep trying to get our pharmacy up just basically like a level and a half. That's all we really need. I really thought that I'd have more to talk about, you know, being out of town for basically a week, but frankly, I just want to forget about all of that and just try to proceed with, you know, life. I get back... You wouldn't believe what Chandra suggested to me, Azura.
What?
Chandra suggested that I cut down from 2 videos a day down to just 1. Could you believe that?
Yes.
I did 1 video a day for like the first month or so, and then I went up to 2 because I wanted to keep putting out Rune Factories. Some games just don't work so well as weekly series is, but most games do. Oh, shoot, I think this is my package. Hold on. Oh, it's... Yeah. Okay. Alright, so I got a new package.
Yeah.
It's a very light package. What's it from? Okay, well this is not a Kickstarter.
Oh, what is it?
It's from Tellus. Oh, it's an Echo Dot. It's the Alexa. I thought that they had forgotten about that.
I guess not.
Well, I'm just going to leave that in its packaging and probably never open it because I don't care about having an Alexa. It came free with my internet.
I mean, then why do you have it?
It came free with my internet.
Oh.
It's like, yeah, you sign up for the internet, you also get a security camera and an Alexa. And I'm just like, okay. I just want the good internet. I just want the good, reliable internet. If I wanted something like an Alexa, I would use the, whatever it's called, Bigsby on my phone. Instead, I just get annoyed whenever I accidentally hit the Bigsby button. Right, well, that's one thing now. What was I saying before that interruption? Right. Some games work well as a weekly basis. Might get like 4 episodes out of them or something, you know. Some games, if I tried to do them as a weekly, I'd be playing, or, you know, I'd be uploading them for years. Harvest Moon style games, where there's just not a lot to do in any particular episode, really benefit from just getting a lot of episodes out.
Alright.
But if I changed to just like 1 episode a week, I'd have to either decide on having 1 episode a week, only 1 episode a day. It's like, okay, well, do I drop the Rune Factory / whatever game I have recording on alternating days with Rune Factory? Or do I drop all of the other games? Because I really can't just do Rune Factory as only a weekly game. But I can't just have everything else be semi-daily. So I'd have to drop 1 of the sets, and then it's like, okay, which set? And I like having Rune Factory as just a staple to just keep coming back to. I don't want to, you know, leave it. But I also want to have all of these other games that I play. Because what's the point of playing games unless I can, you know, play different games?
I guess.
So that's my, you know, thoughts on that matter, really. So I'm gonna increase pharmacy up to 98 at least. See, that's where I am on the subject of it. So it's like, yeah, if I have to leave for a weekend or a week or, you know, whatever, and I can't continue doing my recordings and uploads, yes, I have to do a lot of binging, and yes, I'm kind of vocal about how much I have to do because I like to, you know, talk about stuff like that, and maybe I do get into situations where it's like, oh, I have to record 8 videos in 2 days, or weekends where I can't just enjoy time with my family because I'm too busy stressing about proper uploads. But also, I'm normally not away for days at a time that often. This year is a real fluke about that, where it's happened 3 times where I've had to binge episodes. Granted, on one of those, I didn't actually leave town, but the plan was there to leave town anyway. So I still had to binge. So I only found out that I wasn't leaving right when I would have left. So anyway... So hopefully I can just, relax here. And I'm not going to get a call that's like, oh, by the way, could you go out of town for another week right now? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that would kind of suck, wouldn't it?
It's like, oh yeah, let's go somewhere else where you'll have no internet to upload stuff. And and since I don't really care about your uploading schedule, I'm not going to leave you in a place that has internet so you can upload. Just, come with me because I say you have to. And leave for, several days again. Like, hopefully that stops happening. Because, like, the first time this year was because of a convention and I planned for it and wanted to go and, that was like a long weekend. And the second time was, oh, well, you have to come with us to the place with no internet. Because, like, your grandparents are going to be there and you don't get to see them that often and all of that. And it's like, okay, fine, let me, get my recordings done, blah, blah, blah. Let's get everything all nice and proper. And by the way, I barely even actually got to spend time with my grandparents anyway, because they basically all just sat there and either watched TV or read their books for essentially the entire weekend, except well, actually, they were only there for like 3 or 4 days. We got to play, like, a few games of canasta. And I think they played 1 game of euchre. We played handball, like, twice, and cornhole once, and that was it for the spending time with the grandparents and my aunt. Yeah, my aunt was just there reading on her, like, Kindle, whatever, e-reader. And it's like, hey, aunt, I don't know, let's play cards or something. You like crib? Let's play some crib. It's like, oh, it was so exhausting driving all the way up here. I'm just gonna sit and read my book. Which she then proceeded to do for 4 days.
Jesus.
It's like, it's not like it was, a 40-hour drive. It was, at most, a 6-hour drive. Like, I understand her wanting to sit and read her book for, like, the first evening, whatever. But then for an extra 3 days past that, too. And it's like, I'm here to spend time with you and make memories, with the family, because we're not going to get this forever. Like,
yeah.
They've reached the age where, like, any year they could, something bad could happen to them. And it would have been, I would have had basically just as much time spent with them as if I just stayed at home. And it's like, well, that's depressing. And of course, the third time I had to leave because fire and stepdad freaking out about it, and it would have been much better off if I just stayed home. Shut the windows to deal with the smoke, and just would have just been fine. So, I'm hoping that something else major doesn't just suddenly spring up again. It's like I've been saying for years now. Generally speaking, I want to try to record at least 3 videos per day so I can stay ahead of the recordings as they come. If I can record 3 per day, upload 2, I can get extra progress done. But then if every 2 weeks I have to leave for a week, that negates all of the progress that I've made, and I have to just start over again from 0. Over and over and over again. And I remember that there were 2 parts where I had to be like a month in recordings ahead. And those really ate from the recordings big time. And I still don't think I've properly recovered from both of those. One where I spent an entire month down with my grandparents, and they were having internet issues the entire time I was there. And I didn't even know how long exactly I was going to stay there, so I had to do some recordings while I was there, but I didn't have any, like, privacy, because even with the door closed, you can hear everyone else in the entire basement. And my grandpa spends about 16 hours a day in the basement, and I can't record at night because the voice travels all the way upstairs to their bedrooms. And that would keep them awake and be inconsiderate of me. And of course, the other time was recovering post-surgery, where I decided to give myself an entire month to recover, and I was very grateful that I had. Strictly speaking, I did not give myself fully an entire month because I still had to record some Rune factories, but I didn't have to also record other stuff, thankfully. But it's like, I just want, you know, some time at home, do my recordings, do my going out, walking, whatever, get groceries, do my things, and do my recordings without, oh, you have to come down. Oh, well, you have to leave town and do this. Oh, well, I know that this is like 1 day notice, but you can leave for a week, right? Of course you can. Here's 30 minutes warning. And no matter how much I try to explain it, some people don't understand I need more than a day's warning before going out of town for the weekend.
Yep.
Now, there's a magic event going on in Vegas in October. And, like, yeah, I'm of course tempted to go down there, but I don't think I'm actually going to go. Last time I went to Vegas for the magic event, that was pretty fun though, but don't think I'm going this time. It's definitely a lot more fun to actually go with friends, and I don't really have much in the way of friends who actually play Magic and care about it enough and have the disposable income and free time to want to travel to Vegas to do Magic for a weekend. So yeah, I'm finally back home. It's gonna take me a few days just to get used to everything around here again. Just want to have the chance to actually get used to things, do a bunch of recordings, do everything else that needs to be done, and I just don't want to have to keep leaving. And also, just some days, I wake up and I'm just like, I really do not want to record. So I might have to record 1 or 2 videos, and it's like, okay, I do them, I'm done, let me just go back to sleep for the rest of the day. It's like, nope, I am done, I am out, I have no more spoons for the day. Yeah, that's the thing, kind of, right? Some of these videos really require some spoons to record.
Yeah.
Some don't. Stacklands is free. Your
Have there
Quest
been
2?
any
That one is free.
Stacklands-
What's up?
Have there been any Stacklands updates then?
I don't think there's been any Stacklands updates. You know what? I'm gonna check that right now. Oh, wait. I have to check on this computer, because that computer can't go on Steam. Where's my Stacklands? This computer is not so functional. Is this going to work, or is this going to immediately kick me off? So I'm on my handheld playing Virtuark here. And it kicked me off of my desktop computer, Steam. Because Virtuark is on Steam now. Wait, no, it's working. Okay, Stacklands. March 14th had new DLC. No. It was an announcement of DLC and coming out to Switch. So Stacklands is on the Switch and is getting new DLC at some point eventually. Cursed Worlds. Wait. Okay, this isn't out yet. I have to log in. Okay, that's being stupid. So Stacklands is getting some DLC sometime this year, and that's all the information that it has. At some point this year, yes, there will be Stacklands DLC. You know what I should do again? I should go and record just a busload of Slay the Spire. I used to do Slay the Spire with, like, modded Slay the Spire with, like, modded characters and stuff. I should do that again. Because I don't think Slay the Spire really takes any spoons either. Plus, there's that third character for Witch Hand. We could totally do that together. Oh, when I was playing Witch Hand with my brother, we kind of found an exploit.
Oh.
You remember how Stacklands has the time system? Where, like, you know, the day ends, you have to feed everyone, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Witch Hand has essentially, but not exactly, the same thing. Where the day, you know, time passes and eventually the day ends. However, to start the game, you're given a special booster pack. Once you take the last card out of the booster pack, time starts running. However, I think, was it, the first card you get from the booster pack is your character, and the second card is the Explore card. You don't have to finish opening the booster pack. You can just keep exploring, and I think, yeah, you can just keep exploring and learning spells and just keep going almost indefinitely without actually starting the clock. I kind of want to do a Witch Hand run where I just a day zero Witch Hand run. See how much you can do without ever actually involving, like, making the time go. I feel like 2 more batches would be perfect here. Whipped Wizard 2, but also essentially takes no spoons. See, I mean, that's just the thing. I just have to keep finding games that are easy to play, use those for the bulk recordings, And then also occasionally put in stuff that actually requires a little bit of effort. Or else, you know, stuff that isn't so brain-free to play. Is that a rude thing to say about a game, that it's brain-free?
I mean, it's not like the game has feelings to hurt.
No, but the people who made the game have feelings that could be hurt.
Do you know these people?
Well, I have spoken with the person who made Your Quest 2. Wouldn't want to hurt their feelings, but once, I mean, for me personally, Your Quest 2 is not a very mentally exhaustive game to play. I can essentially just play that game on autopilot.
Right.
I remember seeing a thing on Twitter, I don't know, at some point, where someone was saying that it's like, oh yeah, playing a game and doing commentary on it is so much work, so you have to give, like, so-and-so creator a break for being absolutely terrible at this game made for children, because they had to talk while they were playing. So obviously they're going to play really, really badly if they have to talk while they're playing. The game was Ocarina of Time. Like, I understand that game can be, you know, challenging if you've never played it before, but as someone who boasted that they were really good at the game, and then when they started playing it, they were absolutely garbage. And some around it was all like, oh yeah, well that's because they had to talk while they played. It's like, having to keep up a running commentary while playing the game does increase the difficulty by a certain percentage. I'd say roughly 10% more difficult if you have to keep up a commentary while also playing a game. It's not a huge bit, it's enough where if the game is, like, really difficult, a commentary might not be so good. But also, like, I played Dark Souls 3 for the first time while maintaining a running commentary. Keeping up the running commentary does not turn, you know, a simple game into being extraordinarily difficult. It doesn't even really make a difficult game that much harder. It's really nothing. I'm hearing an ice cream truck. Well, I guess we can check for another day here. Do. Alright, is it still going to be snowing? Yes, it is still snowing. We have to take care of all of the animals. Well, okay. So anyway, if all goes well, expect to go back to more regularly scheduled uploads and actual proper things, and I'm going to probably have to rehash the regular weekly schedule. But I think I will do more Slay the Spire. Hey Zero, what do you think? Should we go back and do more Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls, or should we just actually take a bit of a break from it for a while and do something else like Slay the Spire for a bit?
I mean, I don't even know what Slay the Spire is, so...
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make the claim it's like the greatest game ever, but it is a nice... it is a nice game. It is a deck builder roguelike game. where you get cards that are like attacks or shields and stuff, and you fight against monsters, and you can get relics that give you boosts and stuff. I'll show you when we're done here, and you can decide on if you like it or not.
Alright.
I will mention that my general play experience is with a whole bunch of mods, so if you do ever wind up playing the game for yourself, it's going to look a bit different, but, like, the base of the game is still the same. Technically.
Only technically?
I mean, I have mods that change the playable characters, the enemies, the map layout, the cards, the relics, some of the core mechanics, like...
Yeesh.
Yeah. My little brother had been playing it for, like, a while, trying to actually just beat the game with each of the core characters. And he just could not beat the game with one of them, no matter how much he tried. So I was there, of course, boasting that I was, like, so good at the game. He was like, alright, hotshot, you try it then. I'm like, yeah, wanna bet? Crack my knuckles, beat the game first try. Like, yeah, that's what I thought, kid. Like, he'd been playing it for months. And couldn't even reach the second boss of 3.
I see.
So, I mean, hey, there are certain, not so much rules, certain tricks to deck builder games that, once you know them, the gameplay experience does become a lot easier. Just because a card is better than nothing, doesn't mean you should add it to your deck. I feel like I'm just going to take care of all these animals and just go and save. That's probably going to be good. Chim chim. Do a little trim, do a little trim. Oh, right, I had bought myself a new, tablet to use as an e-reader, and I got it just before I had to leave.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put a whole bunch of anime on it in time. But I was able to get, PDFs for Reincarnate as a Sword. However, trying to read those books, I had to stop every few minutes because it just really, really made me want to write my own series. It's like, ooh, hey, here's an interesting take on fantasy adventure. But it's like, well, but this is like how I would spin that same take. It's like,
I see.
and because my brother's read like the first like 11 or 12 books of the series, so I'm like, oh hey, what part are you on? And of course, while reading it, like I don't know if it's a translation thing or whatever, but the style of writing the book is at times rather simplistic. Like, you'll do time cuts or just say, oh, 2 hours later, but it won't be like a new paragraph, it'll just be a new line. 2 hours later, we are in the inn, and it's like, okay. Yeah. They'll, like, you know, defeat a boss monster and whatever, and then it's like, 3 days after we beat the monster of the dungeon, we are in the inn, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you could at least do a paragraph break. Instead of just the next line. Like, Like, people have been telling me how to write properly for years. You could at least follow some of the same rules that people have been telling me that I had to follow. But yeah, we'll call the runes here for now and then show you that, and I need some water and...
Oh, would you like to use English instead of rare?
None.